The middle, Morneau at first, and Joe Mauer behind the plate. With the right-hander Brian Moeller going, Busher gets a chance to get a start at third base.
I thought everybody on the pregame did a great job of talking about the defense of the Minnesota Twins, how important it is not only for a pitcher, but just to do what they're able to do. Just play very, very solid defense.
Michael Bourne will lead things off. He'll be followed by Jeff Keppinger and Miguel Tejada. And the first pitch up high, ball one.
Baker will try to establish that fastball. He'll mix in a curveball, slider, and the circle changeup. This is a guy you want to keep off the bases. 23 stolen bases on the year.
That sails wide, 2-0. Last night, Kevin Slowey, the starter, only gave up 3 singles, but he walked 4 batters and seemed to be consistently high up and out of the strike zone. Nevertheless, win number 10. Nobody in the American League has won more than Kevin Slowey. There's a strike, 2-1.
He had that little soreness in the rib area that ended up taking him out of the ball game after 6 innings. But a quality start for Kevin Slowey, sitting next to Liriano and Blackburn.
Rick Anderson told me this afternoon it's fine. They don't expect it to impede him in any way. He's supposed to have a bullpen session tomorrow, and if he reports some soreness there, they'll just push everything back a day with the off day on Monday and give him an extra day.
Yeah, I've had that before over my career, and they're just they're irritating. Just a little bit of a muscle pull off the rib cage.
2-2 to Michael Bourne. Foul back. What Rick Anderson said, what's peculiar about this one, it's on his right side. Typically for a pitcher, as you know, and Rick Anderson said it's on the opposite side of your throwing arm that side injury can flare up. Another 2-2 coming to Michael Bourne. Got him looking with a breaking ball.
All right, threw him all fastballs, then finally dropped the hammer on him, and Baker picking up his first strikeout. And that's one thing Baker's been getting as of late. 23 strikeouts for Baker over his last 22 innings pitched. Good breaking ball right there. And that's one that, again, the starters in general have all been pitching extremely well over their last 15 ball games. 7-2 with a combined 3.02 earned run average.
And Baker clips the outside corner, strike one.
It just so happens to be our Chrysler Key stat. You see the records right there. Over the last 15 starts, 12 quality starts, and the starters have been averaging 6 2/3 innings, almost 6 2/3 innings, and that's important when the Twins are 1 man short down in that bullpen.
1-1 to Keppinger. Hit a home run late in the ball game last night. Fouls this one back 1-2. But don't you think, Bert, that if, as long as the starters continue to eat up at least 6 innings with the odd start, a short start that's just going to happen from time to time, Twins would like to, I think, stay with 11 pitchers if they can get by.
Yeah, you'd like. I mean, Gardy would like that extra move on the bench, but it's up to the starting pitchers to do it. And what has to happen is what Blackburn did the other day. You know, go 9 innings.
Right.
Mix in a complete game now and then, or even 7, 8 good innings. Anytime that you can take an out away from the bullpen, you've done your job, even a better job, late in the ball game.
Particularly if the Twins can keep that up through next week when they play in Milwaukee and in St. Louis against those 2 teams with National League rules. 1-2 to Keppinger. Fastball flip foul. Baker has done his part. 4 of his last 5 starts, 7 or more innings pitched.
Now right-handers have hit Baker better than left-handers. Right-handers hitting 295 off of Baker. Well, left-handers are hitting only 201.
And lace to left, found some room between Busher and Harris, and a 1-out single for Keppinger.
Well, that slider right there kind of stayed on the same plane, allowed Keppinger to make good contact, and he lined it past Harris in the left field. The numbers on Baker, looking for his 5th win. The high ERA mainly because of the way the season started for him. 0-4 in his first 4 starts with an ERA over 9, but he's pitched a lot better since the middle of May.
Here's Miguel Tejada. And Baker will reset. Tejada a few days ago got his 2000th major league hit. And Baker gets the first fastball by him, strike 1.
Good fastball, good location, down and away. Kevin Slowey did a good job of working Tejada both sides of the plate last night. If you were watching a ball game, a couple times Tejada kind of a check swing on a ball inside, and then Slowey able to strike him out away. Slowey last night 6 strikeouts in the 6 innings worth of work.
To Busher. To Punto. Double play. Perfectly turned up the middle by Punto. And Baker faces just 3 men in the inning. Batting order for the Twins: Brendan Harris, Joe Mauer, Justin Morneau, Jason Kubel, Michael Kadire. The only change at third base with Brian Busher in for Joe Creedy. Then Delman Young, Carlos Gomez, and Nick Punto, who's done a marvelous job for the Twins since coming off the disabled list.
And that lineup right there will face Brian Moeller. First time that they have faced this young man, and actually no Twin has ever faced him, but he has not faced a Twin since 2002. And he has battled injuries throughout his career. He's had shoulder surgery that went through the Tommy John, on the disabled list earlier this year with some knee problems. Moeller, 37 years old, saying a little prayer right there. Sometimes he will put in the initials behind the mound, FM, for his father, Frank Moeller, who passed away in 1995. He never got a chance to watch his son pitch at the major league level when he first came up with the Tigers in 1996. And very nice tribute. He also tributes a lot of it to his mother, but it's his father that really got him to love the game of baseball.
Brendan Harris takes strike 1 out of the leadoff spot for the Twins. That's hit well to left center field. Gone, a home run for Brendan Harris.
Now that's a way to start an offense for the Minnesota Twins. Must be the cowboy hats.
He was my pick to stick today.
Well, the good pick. Harris with his 4th home run of the year. Got a fastball from Brian Moeller. and did not miss it. You want to establish something early. The fastball down. And Harris puts the Twins on the board. Second pitch of the ball game. They love their hats.
It's a nice hat, too.
On them.
Mauer takes strike one. For Harris, his fourth of the year. He tattooed it. That ball was gone from the time he made contact. First career leadoff home run for Brendan Harris. And Mauer takes strike two. Just off the corner, and it looked like Jerry Lane was ready to bring up the right arm.
Yeah, Moeller has a sinking fastball. He has a little cutter. He'll throw a curveball and a changeup. In his second stint with the Astros, he was with them in 2003 before he had the Tommy John surgery.
Sharp ground ball to Keita. Mauer retired one away. Northland Ford defense for the Astros, and they have an infield change too, but Erstad, Bourne, and Pence the outfielders. Keppinger, Tejada on the left side. The change coming at second base for Houston. Matt Keita in the lineup, and Ivan Rodriguez, 13 Gold Gloves, future Hall of Famer. And now here's Morneau. Moeller hits the outside corner to Morneau. Firestone leaderboard. Morneau behind Jason Bay and Evan Longoria in the RBI department. Nice pickup by Keita. Another pretty well hit ball, and Berkman is able to keep a foot on the bag and make a lunging catch of an errant throw.
Oh, and Justin did a good job of not stepping on Berkman right there too. I always say, you know, infielders, especially first basemen, you never anticipate a good throw, and that throw a little bit up the line. Berkman does a good job of catching that ball, and Justin doing a better job of maybe not stepping on him.
Play a little hopscotch as he crossed the bag. 2 down, and here's Kubel. Detroit's already won its game. They beat the Brewers 9-5, so the Twins need a win here tonight to stay 2 back. Kubel on an off-speed pitch out in front, and it's 1-1. Twins wearing their Saturday night specials, the throwback uniforms to their first year here in the Metrodome in 1982. Might bring back some memories for the Houston manager Cecil Cooper, who of course came in here with the Brewers during the early 80s. There's Coop in his second full year managing the Astros. 1-2 to Jason Kubel. Pulled foul into that Houston dugout. Now that one finds Jason Michaels. The line drive last night he couldn't find, and now a foul ball headed right for him. He's the one guy who has the most Metrodome experience in here. Darren Erstad wearing his tinted sunglasses. With Darren before the game today. He was the first guy to wear those tinted sunglasses here in the Metrodome. Jerry White goes far to his left to make a play.
Oh, you mentioned it last night. Ron Coomer mentioned it in the pregame that, you know, the ball that got lost in the lights, that not only happens here at the Metrodome,
right.
It happens at every ballpark. Nobody feels worse. I mentioned last night than Jason Michael. You see him shaking his head. He's probably still upset about losing that ball in the lights. It's tough.
And they'll lose him at Target Field starting next year too.
Well, opponents came into the ball game hitting .337 off of Brian Moeller. He's thrown only 50 pitches in his first, or excuse me, 50 innings in his first 10 starts. So he's had a tough time, getting into the 6th or 7th inning. Left-handers hitting only .267, right-handers .424. So he's had more success against lefties than he has righties.
I know, why would that be?
Just don't know. Maybe the sinking fastball down and away to left-handers a little bit better. A little better control of working inside to left-handers rather than right-handers, where he made a mistake with Harris and Harris clobbered it. Been able to get the first 2 left-handers out he's faced, and Mauer and Morneau.
And Kubel hanging tough and running the pitch count up for Moeller. Another foul ball with 2 strikes.
Moeller making his 11th career start against the Twins and his 3rd here at the Metrodome. He's 0-2 here at the Metrodome when he was with a member of the Detroit Tigers. 6.75 ERA. Worked a total of 9 1/3 innings over those 2 starts. Allowed 7 earned runs.
And another foul. And back then, when he was with the Tigers, that was so long ago, I would imagine Sparky Anderson was his manager with the Tigers.
Pitched for the Tigers starting in 1996, stayed with them until 2002 when he was traded over to the Cincinnati Reds. Next year signed as a free agent by the Houston Astros. He only appeared in 3 starts and then had the Tommy John surgery.
Kubel drives it to right center field. Bourne cuts off the ball in the gap and makes the catch. So everything hit pretty sharply in the first inning. Nothing more sharply hit than Harris's leadoff home run in the second pitch.
Lead on Brendan Harris's home run. And there's another big key thing that we're talking about now with the Minnesota Twins, and that's all about defense. I know Joe Mauer and Justin Morneau get a lot of ink because of their offense, but this team is based around defense. It's been going on that way since I got here in 1995, and it's really happening now. The Minnesota Twins are leading the league with the fewest errors. They are also leading the league in fielding percentage. And when you look at the 2 guys up the middle, Gardy has done something that you usually don't see, and this is for the betterment of the ball club. He has switched his shortstop to second base when he came off to DL Nick Punto. And now Brendan Harris, who you're seeing right here, got moved to shortstop just because this is a better defensive ball club and a better offensive ball club with this. This ball club right here is as good a defensive club now as you're ever going to see. Guys, is this not a defensive ball club or what?
Yeah, very good defense, and you saw Baker right there trying to do the old Frank Viola behind your back and knocked it down to where, you know, kind of rolled over to Harris to get the first out of Carlos Lee.
Lee's been bothered by a sore left hamstring, so he's not fleet of foot to begin with, and he's slowed even further with a leg injury. Here's Lance Berkman. But again, Ron Gardenhire preached the sermon in his meeting with the media today. If you pitch well and if you play good defense, you always have a chance.
Went all the way back to Tom Kelly when I first came back here in 1985. That was TK's theory, and I think that's any manager's theory. You know, your pitching is good, but it's even better when you make great defensive plays behind it. There's TK.
1-1 to Berkman with one gone here in the Houston second. And what's happening is the game has kind of come back to the Minnesota Twins. You know, there was this big emphasis on home runs and a lot of theories as to why that was, why there were so many home runs. Well, you look around baseball now, and the Twins are one of the few teams hitting more home runs than they did a year ago.
And they still have it in them, and the knowledge in them preached by the coaching staff of Ron Gardenhire, that it's also the little things that win ball games, like the squeezed bunt last night by Nick Punto. So yes, home runs are nice, but you still have to do the little things to win ball games. Gomez, Punto, two big bunts in that run last night when Delman Young led off with a double.
3-2 to Lance Berkman. Fouled away.
And another thing, it's the starters throwing strikes. Believe that you have good defense behind you. You're going to give up home runs. Baker's given up 15 home runs this year, but other than Liriano, the other four guys throw strikes. And Baker averaging 1.4 walks per 9 innings. He moved ahead of Slowey. Slowey at 1.5. Roy Halladay leading the American League in fewest walks, and Baker picks up his second strikeout.
This one on a fastball, 2 down in the second inning. Twins fans, you can ride your bike to tomorrow's Twins game, and you'll receive a coupon for $5 off a ticket for tomorrow's game. You can save money, help the environment, get some exercise, and watch great Twins baseball. For more information, visit twinsbaseball.com.
Are you a bike rider?
You know what? Not as much as I would like to be. I have a bike, and I haven't ridden it as much as I would like over the last few years. How about you?
Gail and I are bike riders during the winter. You know, of course, down in Florida.
Punto out in short right field. Pence gone on one pitch, and it's a 1-2-3 second.
I got a little bell and everything.
Do you? Little basket in front.
Little basket, yeah.
packed the Metrodome Plaza for the 18th annual Twins Autograph Party, all to benefit the Twins Community Fund. Joe Mauer had the longest line stretching nearly to St. Paul. He tells me the craziest thing that he has signed at one of these things, a pink flamingo yard ornament. Justin Morneau's line was long as well. Of course, the craziest thing he signed is shoes. People take off their shoes and they want Justin to sign his shoes. But overall, fans had a great time out there. What a gorgeous day for the party on the plaza, all to benefit the Twins Community Fund. Guys?
Thank you, Ant. You were out there.
Yeah, had a great crowd, a lot of nice people. That lady did not have to take off her bra. I was not going to sign it.
No, not.
It happened.
Seriously?
Yes. Here's my pick to stick right here, Michael Kadire.
Abrupt subject change,
yes.
Thankfully. Kadire, Busher, Young will hit against Moeller. And I was going to ask you what was the strangest thing you'd ever signed.
I volunteered.
Okay. Kadire has hit the ball very well.
That's
in this
not the
homestand.
Strangest thing I've ever signed. We will not get into that.
Is that right? Okay. 1-2. Again, the Twins sent Kadire home from Chicago last weekend, concerned about his inflated finger. And they didn't know when they started this homestand on Tuesday whether he would still be on the active roster. He is, and boy, has he been active. Swung the bat like nothing's been wrong. 2-2. Still can't figure out what happened in Chicago to cause the sudden swelling.
Yeah, 8 hits in his last 14 at bats so far on this homestand with a couple RBIs.
It's the right index finger on the top hand. Close pitch, and it's a full count.
You know, I never realized, and Ron Coomer mentioned it the other day, that, and Ron, I think Ron's down there, that on the bat, that right finger really doesn't come into play as much as, say, throwing a baseball.
No, it doesn't. Your index finger, Burt, really just kind of goes along for the ride, and it's the bottom 3 fingers on your hand.
Could have been a hit, but it hit the mound, and Kadire's retired, 1 away.
You know, he got a base hit in last night's ball game. I believe it was his first at bat, or was it, or maybe a couple nights ago, that he got a ball down and away and hit that base hit up the middle. And right there, he tried it again, just kind of reaching down, this ball down, and it hit the mound, slowed it up.
So 1 down, and here's Brian Busher. As the Twins have moved along this first season with Joe Crede, one of the things they've learned that day games after night games just not a good idea on this artificial turf for the Twins third baseman. So given Crede's inability to play both tonight and tomorrow, why not put him on the bench tonight and let him start against the lefty tomorrow?
And get Brian Busher some at bats. You know, throughout the season, you're going to need Brian Busher, not only pinch hit, but get some good quality, maybe 4 at bats.
Hit a big home run here the other day in the series finale with Pittsburgh. A 2-run home run that took the score from 3-0, made it 5-0, and then in the 9th inning, when Nick Blackburn gave up a couple of hits in a run, it was that extra cushion that allowed Blackburn to stay on the mound and complete the game.
Yeah, he hit that in the 8th inning, a 2-run home run off of the Pittsburgh reliever Jesse Chavez.
1-2 to Busher. Fouled back. Busher just 81 at bats, 16 hits, a sub 200 batting average.
It's hard sometimes when you don't get to play that often. You know, last year he got 218 at bats, hit 294 with 4 home runs and 47 RBIs.
1-2 to Busher. Bounce toward the hole. Keita has another chance and makes the play. 2 down. 4th assist for Keita already on the night. Tomorrow afternoon, it's another Blue Bunny Kids Day as the Twins and Astros finish up interleague play at the Dome. You can buy a ticket in the home run porch or cheap seats and get 2 kids under 14 into the game for free. Blue Bunny Kids Day, one of the great values in all of baseball. Call 800-33-TWINS for tickets. And remember, kids get ice cream and autographs on the plaza pregame and get to run the bases following the game.
Look at that thing.
That
There's
is
no way he's going to eat all that.
That's more than a foot long. I didn't even know those were available here. We're going to track.
That's going to hurt.
We're going to track this. Oh, sure. Now Dad's going to break it in half.
Thanks, Pops.
Delman Young drives one high and deep to left and gone.
Well, the Twins have their home run shoes on tonight. First it was Brendan Harris hitting his 4th home run. And here Delman Young, just his 2nd home run of the year. And he puts the Twins up 2-0. Young's last home run came in Chicago, his only home run, back on Sunday, April 12th.
Couple of no-doubters. Harris to left center and Young to left field. And now Gomez takes strike 1. The young man on the right side of the screen there got the Delman Young home run ball. Here's a pop-up behind first. Cada chasing it and getting there to end the inning. A leadoff homer in the first, a 2-out home run in the second, and it's 2-0 Twins. Shore of Lake Superior, situated between the shores of Lake Superior and the Sawtooth Mountain Range, 100 miles northeast of Duluth. Delman Young with a home run, a 2-0 Twins lead, and Ivan Rodriguez will lead off the third for Houston. Rodriguez, as we said last night, signed late with the Astros late in March. And was given uniforms number 12. Number 7 in Houston has been retired. Craig Biggio has had that number retired. So Rodriguez taking number 12, which is the same number he had in New York when he ran into the same problem with the Yankees.
Rodriguez, 37 years old, in his 19th season at the major league level. Good fastball down and away right there. A 14-time All-Star, a 13-time Rolling Gold Glove winner, American League MVP back in 1999 when he was with the Rangers.
1-2 from Baker. Fouled back.
You see how his career now, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, Ron Coomer mentioned, you've mentioned it, Hall of Fame. As soon as those 5 years after he does retire, it's going to be in the back of his name. With the Marlins in 2003 when they won the World Series.
And the very next year, he helped get the Tigers to the World Series. Breaking ball and a strikeout of Rodriguez.
And Baker picks up strikeout number 3.
Our question tonight on carsoup.com/baseball. Dan Berlinger of Egan wondering, will the gold seat be making its way to Target Field? The seat where Kirby Puckett's game-ending home run, Game 6 of the '91 World Series, where it landed out there, appropriately numbered 34. And the answer is yes. They're not sure exactly where they're going to put it. Put it someplace similar. The layout there is so different than this. It's going to be guesswork to find a comparable spot over there to where Puckett's home run would have hit.
Right. I'm glad it is coming over wherever they decide to put it.
They are installing the seats over at Target Field. I was there the other day. They put the foul poles in. Those are some old Met Stadium seats there, the lighter blue in the back row of the seating area there. I got a couple of those at home. There's a bouncer to second. Punto has it. 2 down. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Matt Keita. No, Baker gave up a hit to Keppinger and took care of him with a double play ball, and now has retired 6 men in a row. Keita getting the start at second base.
Keita, switch hitter, hitting .267 as a left-handed hitter, just getting called up from AAA. Astros, his 6th different organization to play for. First came up with the Arizona Diamondbacks back in 2003.
1-0 to Keita. That'll be chased to no avail. Back into the seats. 1-1.
Little ricochet right to his hands.
He didn't get a cowboy hat though. See, I had my boots ready to go today. My Wrangler jeans. I was all ready to come in full cowboy garb.
Well, what happened?
Well, then they called me and they said they wanted me to hit in the home run hitting contest.
You can't hit with boots. I saw your swing.
I can't.
That didn't matter.
I can't hit with these loafers on either,
No.
I guess. But
No.
I hit one out.
Yeah, you did.
But no, I had good intentions. I said last night on the air I'd wear cowboy boots, but I had enough, no pun intended, strikes against me in the home run hitting contest. I didn't need to add to it with cowboy boots.
Let's take a look at that. Let's just take a look at that. I would call that a swing. I didn't want to put swing behind that.
But now I got the cowboy hat on. I've got all sorts of electrical equipment on. I got microphones on, earpieces.
Excuses.
Exactly. Exactly.
Ground ball to short.
Erstad doinks one to center, and Gomez comes in to put it away. That was Keita who made the out at the 1-2-3 third inning. It'll be Nick Punto leading things off, then the top of the order, Harris and Maurer. And a fastball that covers the outside corner. Indians had another heartbreaking loss today. Took a 1-run lead to the bottom of the 13th, and Kerry Wood gave up 2 runs to the Chicago Cubs. And the Twins took 2 out of 3 in Chicago last weekend, and the Cubs have been playing pretty good baseball ever since. And the Indians lose another tough one, 6-5. 2 strikes to Punto. Just off the outside corner. Ron Coomer, it's been a complete turnaround for Nick Punto since coming off the disabled list.
Boy, Dick, you called it earlier in the day about the way he's been swinging the bat since he came off the DL. I watched him take batting practice today, and it's as good as I've seen him swing the bat mechanically in probably the last couple of years. His batting practice is crisp now. His hands are staying above the ball. There's no wasted movement. His feet are staying still. To me, whatever happened in the last 14 days or 15 days for Nick, it sure worked for his swing.
Hey, Ron, one thing about that, I mean, Punto, since he's come back, he's 9 for 20, 450 batting average. Can that also help? I mean, when you're finally having some success.
It is, and I think it's a twofold thing. One, you get a little confidence because you get some base hits. The other thing is watching his BP tomorrow when you guys are here. You watch him hit. He is just crisp and hitting hard ground balls like that. That's what Nick Punto needs to do. Even though that's an out, that's a hard ground ball. That's much better than him hitting a high fly ball to right field. He's got a chance when he's driving the ball into the ground like that.
And at least for the time being, those real short at bats seem to be gone. That was an 0-2 count. He worked the count full and got something he could hit fairly hard.
Yeah, Brian Moeller and Matt Cato, they must be really good friends because the Twins keep hitting it to Cato at second.
5 ground balls hit to him, 1 pop-up. Harris hit one where no one could catch it. And he takes outside a ball. Harris in the second pitch of his first inning at bat clubbed one to left center field over the fence for his 4th home run of the year. There's a strike.
Well, I'm watching Moeller pitch, and other than bringing his glove up to his chest at the beginning, it reminds me a little bit of Roger Clemens. The way that he kind of goes at stands on the rubber almost the same way that Clemens did. Almost built a lot like Clemens. Right there.
Pulled foul. Been around a long time. Pitched out of the bullpen for a while, now back in the rotation, making his 11th start of the year here tonight. 1-2 to Harris.
Again, he's had right shoulder surgery in 2001, the Tommy John surgery in 2003. So he's had a lot of injuries that has kind of shortened his career a little bit. And still pitching strong at 37 years old. Put into the rotation last year.
Inside, 2-2 to Harris.
The 11-game winner last year. The most games he's won in one season. You have to go back to 1998 when he won 14 for the Tigers in 33 starts.
And inside, now the count's full. So Moeller's gotten ahead of first Punto and now Harris. And the Twins showing some patience, working the count full. Maurer on deck.
Well, Moeller doesn't have that fastball, Dick, that he can challenge somebody. He really has to work the corners, and the Twins are doing a good job of taking a lot of pitches very close to the corners.
Foul back. Harris last year hit .265. We've seen him threaten the 300 mark a couple of times with more playing time.
He got his most playing time a couple years ago with the Rays when he did play short for the Rays, and he hit .286 in 521 plate appearances.
Hit hard to right center field toward the gap. Off the base of the wall. Another extra base hit for Brendan Harris.
Well, again, for some reason, right-handers have given Moeller more headaches than left-handers. Right here, a fastball. And not a bad pitch down, but Harris just taking the ball the other way. Hitting his 11th double of the year. So far, the only right-handers he's been able to retire are Kadire and Gomez. All the left-handers have hit ground balls to second.
Yeah, right-handers are 3 for 5 against them, and the left-handed hitters, and there are 5 of them in the lineup, are 0 for 5. Here's Mauer. And a fastball down the middle of strike. Mauer catching tonight. Might be the designated hitter tomorrow. He got Thursday afternoon off against the Pirates. Taken in the dirt, blocked by Rodriguez. Twins trying to score again here in the third. A single run in the first, single run in the second.
Mauer trying to keep his 11-game hitting streak alive.
Bouncer to second. Cada gets another chance. 2 down, and Harris moves to third. We're going to switch analysts, something that I've had to do many times in my psychiatric history.
I wonder why.
Jim Deshaies is coming over here, the former Twin. Jim Deshaies pitched for the Twins in 1993 and 94, and you're going over to the Houston broadcast.
I am? Okay. So I don't have to wear a hat, do I?
You don't have to wear a hat.
Hi, Jim.
Here's Morneau trying to get Harris in from third with 2 down. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Morneau hit the ball hard. Cada cut it off in short right field and threw him out at first. Fine play by Berkman to make the catch on the off-target throw.
Now, I know Jim Deshaies. Make sure he doesn't take anything here, okay?
That's to left center field. Bourne tracks it down. So the Twins leave Harris aboard, and we head to the fourth. Twins up 2-0. Have fun over on the Houston side.
I'm watching what I'm taking.
1994, and this is how many years for you doing TV work, Jim?
1997, I crawled into the booth in Houston when Larry Dierker got the manager's job.
That's right.
I was sitting home twiddling my thumbs trying to figure out what to do, and Dirk got hired to manage, and I essentially stumbled into this gig, and it's been a lot of fun.
Pretty good deal when you get paid to go to ball games, isn't it?
It is, and I've been lucky because the Astros have mostly had good teams over the years, and it makes it a lot easier, as you know.
Michael Bourn takes a strike, and 2 quick strikes here. Let's talk a little bit about the Astro team. Of course, we're prepared for this series and found that they've had periods where offensively they've kind of been in a deep, dark fog.
Yeah, and that was obviously not the plan. You know, they spent a lot more money on their lineup than they did on the pitching staff, and I really think they felt like the hitters would carry them a lot more than they have. Lance Berkman has not been Lance Berkman until he's scuffling right now, but he had a nice run earlier this month. He got off to a very slow start. It's just been very inconsistent. You know, they put a little stretch together, but haven't hit the way they expect to. And the pitching's been okay, but not great.
How much of an addition has Ivan Rodriguez been? He signed so late. I would imagine there was some adjustment period there where he had to get to learn all these pitchers.
Yeah, you know, and he's been wonderful. I mean, the work ethic and his approach has been marvelous. And it's funny because when you're in this business and you're around guys, but they're not with your club, and you hear different people's take on them. And I'd heard over the years that Pudge was a guy who didn't like to work with pitchers and was kind of pig-headed. But he's been great, very engaged when he catches. And Wandy Rodriguez, who you'll see tomorrow, early on had a lot of success, and Pudge got a lot of credit for that.
Bourn slaps another one foul.
The bullpen for the Astros has been pretty good. The starting pitching has been okay. Given expectations, it's an older rotation, and it's been banged up a little bit.
Baker with a 1-2 count. He's faced the minimum so far. He gave up a base hit in the first, but got a double play ball and a wide breaking ball. 2-2.
You see, by what I've seen the last couple of nights and looking at the numbers, the Twins still promote that pound the strike zone, stay aggressive mentality, don't they?
They lost a guy out of their minor league system, Rick Knapp. I don't know if you've worked with Knappy at all or come across him. Rick Anderson does a great job up here, but Rick Knapp, the minor league pitching coordinator for a lot of years, worked with these guys and really emphasized it. Now the Tigers hired him as their pitching coach, and he's had some challenges over there with Dontrell Willis, but he seems to have furthered the progress of Edwin Jackson. And but the philosophy here has remained the same. Throw it over the plate and see what happens.
Yeah, get the boys off the field.
2-2 to Michael Bourn. And a pop-up backing out of play. Well, you started with the Twins in 1993. Actually tied for the team lead. Second to Kevin Tapani, who had a dozen wins. You and Willie Banks each had 11. Then you pitched again in 1994. Overall, your experience as a Minnesota Twin.
I loved it here, and it's probably remarkable that I say that, because if people remember my second year here, it was pretty darn ugly. But I love the culture.
Bourn with a great at bat, and he lines one hard to right field. It takes a high hop off the wall, and Bourn with a great battle against Baker, and he wins the battle with a leadoff double here in the fourth. Well, let's go back to 1993.
Yeah, go back to 93 and not so much 94, because as I said, 94 was pretty ugly. And that's one of my great regrets that I didn't perform better in 94.
Against former Twin Gary Gaetti. We're showing a lot of strikeouts here, Jim DeShays.
Well, you know, you can do marvelous things with a tape machine and creative editing. But to further that point, the culture of the club, the TK had put in place here, and of course the veteran guys, Puckett and Herbeck, and it was just really different than anything I'd been around, and I enjoyed the city. I'm from northern New York, so the feel of the city was a lot like my home, only a lot bigger. Just really enjoyed it. Like I said, if I performed better that second year and maybe been able to squeeze out another year, that would have been really, really nice.
What was the town in northern New York again?
I'm from a little town called Messina, right up on the Canadian border.
Okay, and wasn't there a famous actor that came from
Otis the Drunk?
Otis Campbell.
Andy Griffith's show.
That's right.
Yeah,
this is all coming back to me.
He's at claim to fame.
Like it was 15 years ago. 1-0 to Keppinger. And now 2-0. Baker pitching with a man in scoring position for the first time. How is Aaron Boone doing? I know he was supposed to be in the third base mix for the Astros this year, and then had open heart surgery.
Yeah, had the heart surgery. They announced it in spring training. It's a condition he's had for forever, and it was diagnosed quite some time ago. And the plan all along was to have something done, but they thought they could, continue to push it along. But they determined this spring that they better go ahead and get in there and do the surgery. They did. He's doing well. He visited us in Houston this most recent homestand. Flew out to Arizona with us. He's putting some weight back on. Is actually starting to work out a little bit, and he's actually optimistic that he'll get a chance to come back and play this year.
This year,
yeah. And
wow.
Initially, I didn't think that was the case, but it's not set in stone. But there's a chance.
2-1 to Keppinger, and a called strike to even the count. Bourne, of course, a base stealing threat even at second base. The Astros were 1 for 3 in stolen bases last night against the Twins battery. The one they got was literally against the pitcher alone. Kevin Slowey just let Berkman take off, and he beat the throw to second without Joe Mauer ever touching the ball. 2-2 to Keppinger, and another foul.
Yeah, Cecil Cooper in a bit of a bind, because when he doesn't run, it seems like the Astros have been bouncing into a ton of double plays lately. And then you try to start some runners, and you get them thrown out. Mauer's been throwing the ball well, so he was probably thrilled to see that leadoff double from Michael Bourne, where he didn't have to contemplate, should I turn him loose or hit and run or do something like that to stay out of the double play.
Another 2-2 to Keppinger. Got him with a slow breaking ball. One away. Big strikeout, given that Bourne and his speed were at second base.
Baker's got a real good feel, doesn't he? I mean, he's got a pretty good idea what he's doing out there. And just a little bit I've seen him pitch. Good tight breaking ball there. And Keppinger, who doesn't strike out often and rarely looks bad, way out in front of that one.
So one down, and here's Tejada, who bounced into the double play to Busher back in the first inning. Hey, you're 2 years with the Twins. Coincided with the last couple of years, I guess, the third to last and second to last years of Kirby Puckett playing for the Twins. Morneau with a nice pickup. Baker covers the bag, 2 down, and Bourne moves to third. What were your experiences with Kirby and your remembrances of the Twins Hall of Fame?
A larger than life personality. It's a cliche in the game where people say you got to be the same guy whether you're going good or going bad. People profess that, but very few guys live it. And Puck was that way, whether he was 4 for 4 or 0 for 4. He always had that smile on his face, and he was always jumping people in the clubhouse, yucking it up. Again, it was one of the highlights. When you go back home in the off season, people say, well, what's Puckett like? What's Herbeck like? How about Winfield? What are those guys all about? My kids thought the coolest thing was when I was telling them that we'd show up at the clubhouse in Detroit on a day game at 9:30 in the morning, and Puck would walk in with a bag of cheeseburgers. I said, really? I go, yeah, it doesn't matter. Everybody's into fitness and trainers and all this. Puck was, give me a cheeseburger and a bat, and we'll figure it out.
Up the middle, Baker deflects this one. The same play that got Lee in the second inning happens here with a runner at third. He hit it hard up the middle. Baker got a piece of it. Harris threw him out. And it's a scoreless top of the fourth. Casino Mille Lacs and Grand Casino Hinckley. Expect grand. And by Chrysler. From power and efficiency to innovation and style, it's the way our vehicles come together that sets us apart. Chrysler. Brendan Harris with a couple of extra base hits in his first 2 plate appearances. Delman Young has gone deep. It's a 2-0 Twins lead. Here's Jason Kubel starting the 4th inning, taking strike 1. Dick Bramer joined by former Twin Jim DeShays. Pitched for the Twins in 93 and 94, and you refreshed my memory. That is happening on a more increasing basis. But I had forgotten that the Twins actually traded you in 93 and then re-signed you for 94.
Right. Yeah. This year the Giants were in that great race with the Atlanta Braves back when there was the 2 divisions in the NL West, and Andy McPhail called me to his hotel room in Chicago and said, "We've got this deal to the Giants, but because we don't have to do it. It's not that big of a deal. But if you want to go and possibly be part of a pennant race and a playoff team." And so I said, sure. And went over there and spent a couple months with the Giants. But I really wish I hadn't. It's one of those deals from the outside. It looks real appealing. I'm going to go in and be a mercenary. And you really, unless you do a lot of really good things and you're there a little bit longer, you don't really feel like part of the team. But I re-upped with the Twins the following offseason, came back for one more.
Kubel swings and misses. He's gone on strikes for the first out of the 4th inning. All right, I want to ask you about your pitcher tonight, Brian Mulder, because we've made note of the fact that right-handers have given him a lot more trouble than left-handers. Why is that?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing when you look at the numbers. Right, he's hitting better than 400 against him, and I can't really explain that as much as I can tell you why he's been effective against lefties. His fastball command to the outside corner against lefty hitters has been outstanding, and his changeup has developed into a real good pitch for him. So that fastball changeup combination down and away to the left is very effective, and he gets him leaning out there, and then he's able to throw a cutter in on their hands. You see that a lot with guys with real good changeups. They're better against offside hitters.
Called strike to Kanayer, 1-1. When I think of your career with the Twins, of course I enjoyed your being on the team, but there's one at bat in particular, one series of at bats in particular that I remember. There's a hard ground ball hit to third, picked up by Keppinger. Kanayer retired. It was in Boston. You were pitching to Mo Vaughn. The first time you pitched away, down and away, Vaughn hit it over the Green Monster. Next time you pitched it down and away, he hit it off the Green Monster. Third time you came up and in, and he acted like you had run over his dog.
Yeah, like I had no business doing that.
Right, exactly. And I thought, no. What's a pitcher like Jim DeShays supposed to do when you go outside twice and get clobbered? You got to come inside.
Yeah, you
right?
have to, and that's, and the hitters are smart. They'll try to use intimidation to keep you out of there. How many times have you seen it in this era, that the menacing glare on a pitch that's barely off the plate inside,
right?
Because they want to have the freedom to dive and cover that outside corner.
Busher loops one, foul down the right field line.
And if I remember correctly, there was a little bit of a dust up. There was a little skirmish, and I don't know if I hit him or we yelled at each other. I don't remember the details. And Roger Clemens was pitching for the Red Sox, and we come up, and Puckett comes up and hits, and unscathed. And then Winnie comes up and unscathed, no issue. And then Chip Hale comes up, and a rocket buzzes one right over Chip's tower. And I'm like, come on, how weak is that?
Tap foul by Busher.
left Puck and Winnie alone, and here comes Chip just trying to grind it out, and right over his coconut at about 96 miles an hour.
2 strikes to Brian Busher. Dick Bramer joined by Jim DeShays. Busher with a ground ball to second his first time up. Mueller has given up some pretty loud hits here, but he's kept the Astros in this game with 2 gone in the 4th.
Mueller, a survivor, he's been around a long time, and last time he pitched in this ballpark was 1998.
And we figured Sparky was his manager with the Tigers. That's how long ago it was.
And I think I looked at the game online. LaTroy Hawkins was the winning pitcher in that game for the Twins.
1-2. Foul back. You've had to use, the Astros have had to use the Hawk as a closer. For a while this year.
And he's done a real nice job. Jose Valverde got hurt his calf, and ended up missing a bunch of time. And LaTroy, who did a real nice job for the Astros last year after we picked him up, the Yankees had cut him loose and pitched real well for the Astros last season, and stepped into that closer's role with Valverde hurt and did a real nice job. Well, as a matter of fact, I keep reading rumors of Hawkins coming back to the Twins.
Yeah. The Twins don't do it very often, to be honest with you. They did it with Eddie Guardado last year, and that didn't work out real well. The Twins didn't get much use out of Guardado. It's just off the outside corner. It's rare that a player comes back, and that's probably true for most organizations.
Yeah, and sometimes you bring an icon type player back just at the end for a little tip of the hat.
And lifted foul and out of play as Busher again's running up Moeller's pitch count. He's thrown 64 pitches here.
That's what this dynamic duo of Mauer and Morneau you've got going here reminds me of so much of the Bagwell-Biggio thing we had in Houston for so many years. They're just, two guys so identifiable. When you think of the team, boom, you immediately think of those two guys.
The Astros were able to keep those guys together for a long time, and of course that's the hope here in Minnesota, that they'll be bookends, if you will, of this franchise for a long, long time. Busher takes outside. There's been a good plate appearance for the Twins third baseman here. We mentioned the pitch count, and the guy who normally sits in that chair kind of poo-poos the pitch count. It's an accepted practice in baseball. Your thoughts on the 100 or thereabouts pitch count?
I'm on board. I agree with Bert, and that's why I'm really interested to see what happens in Texas.
This time Moeller kicks it and gets an assist. Hey, Jim, great to see you. Enjoy your weekend here in Minnesota. We'll give our fans one more look of the crafty lefty in a Twins uniform.
Circle with Pam Bicey all the way from Swanville, Minnesota. Congratulations, Pam. You have won $100 in Minnesota Twins scratch-offs. I got to ask, where's Swanville?
It's about 3.5 hours north from here.
Okay, so a little road trip, and as you can see from the sign, your very first game. Pam, it's about time.
Yeah, I know it is. It's about time. We're having a great time.
What do you think of the Metrodome and your last chance to come to the Dome?
I know, our daughter told us about that, so we had to be here. So we brought the whole family.
All right, the Biceys from Swanville, congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much, and you are hereby circled.
Swanville, Minnesota is just up the road from Bertram, Minnesota. Just down the road from Pillsbury, Minnesota. Elmdale in the general area. Bolus, Minnesota. It's, let's call it a suburb of Little Falls. It's kind of out in the country there a little bit. Here's Lance Berkman. Hey, good to have you back.
How did Jimmy do?
Wow, you
Jimmy
did great. He
job?
was circling people all fourth inning long. He circled, I'm guessing, 12, 15 people.
As long as he did and not you, I'm okay with that.
Berkman lifts it foul and out of play. I was just thinking back to 1993, Jim Deshaies' best year here with the Twins, and I had to look it up to see who I was announcing games with back then. It was Jim Cott and George Frazier. You hadn't even started then. What were you doing in 1993?
93, I was, what was I doing?
What was when you came to camp that 1 year with the Twins, what year would that have been?
That was 1993.
It was, okay.
Yeah, and I retired in 93, and then I went home and played a lot of golf.
Well, you must have been in spring training camp then with Jim Deshaies.
Yes, I was.
Okay. 2-2 to Berkman. He'll be followed by Pence and Rodriguez. High fastball. Baker gets a strikeout.
That's strikeout number 5 and getting Berkman for the second time.
Throughout our communities, unique individuals give back in many charitable ways. Mary Lou Crest, LaDonna Hoy, and Amanda Hill are local finalists in People Magazine's All Stars Among Us. Through June 24th, you can vote for one by going to foxsports.com and clicking on the link for All Stars Among Us. The winner from each major league city will be honored before the All-Star Game on July 14th, seen only on Fox. From new Busch Stadium in St. Louis, and on our next road trip, we'll get a chance to see that ballpark for the first time.
I'm looking forward to that.
We'll get our first look on that road trip as well of the remodeled Kauffman Stadium. Pence popped up to Punto on the first pitch he saw in his first at bat. Punto has it go off the tip of his glove, and Pence will be aboard with a 1-out single. Well, I wonder if tonight's Aflac trivia question is Houston Astro related. I just wonder. Some link maybe between the Astros and the Twins. Or who are the 4 players to hit 300 home runs at the catcher position? I think that's a trick question, because he's got 300 home runs, but they all haven't been as a catcher.
Right. Well, you think Gary Carter,
Carlton Fisk, Johnny Bench.
Yep.
Matt Murillo did. How many did he get?
How many did Yogi get?
I don't know. Rodriguez struck out his first time up. Laced to right field.
That's Rodriguez at his best. Right
Kanair can't cut it off, and Pence will round third. He's coming home, and Rodriguez has an RBI double.
Yeah, Pence can fly, and that extra base hit right there scores the speedster from first base. A breaking ball that stayed up. So the third hit off of Baker is that breaking ball right there. And that's Rodriguez at his best. When he's swinging a bat good, a lot of the balls go the other way. And Pence, watch him take off right here. Picking up third base coach Dave Clark. He's saying go ahead and go. And it's a 2-1 ball game. So Rodriguez with a double, his 8th of the year, picks up his 28th RBI.
And now Erstad, who bounced to second his first time up. It has been a slow go for Erstad with the Astros this year. First pitch fouled back. Erstad last year did pretty well with the Houston Astros. He had a very, representative year. He didn't get all the playing time he used to get with the Angels, but he hit .276. 4 homers, 31 runs batted in. But this year the playing time has been in very short supply. He just finished getting out of an 0 for 28 skid, and he told me before the game today that 0 for 28 skid covered about 6 weeks.
Yeah. Well, we talked about Brian Busher earlier. You want to take advantage of at-bats, and Erstad kind of put into that role here this year with the Houston Astros.
And we talked about Busher and how he just hasn't had many opportunities, and the veteran Erstad going through the same struggles with the Astros.
Yeah, Erstad, his 14th season at the major league level. Of course, most of those with the Angels.
Fouled away 1-2.
But he's a career .283 hitter coming into this year. 3-time Rawling Gold Glove winner. And what's so unique is he won 2 of the Rawling Gold Gloves in the outfield and then 1 at first base when he's with the Angels. And a two-time American League All-Star. This is a guy that just plays the game hard.
1-2 to Erstad. Tying run at second and one away. Baker had to do some fancy pitching in the fourth to keep Bourne from scoring after his leadoff double. Drilled to center. Gomez back. Catches the liner. No chance for Rodriguez to tag. The ball skips by Busher, and Baker right where he should be.
You know what? And that's a good play. Sometimes that is overlooked, but Baker has to get over there and back up. Exactly what he did. No reason for Gomez to do that, what he did right there. Just hit Harris, the cutoff man. We've seen Gomez a couple times want to show off his arm, and he needs to hit Harris, and that short hops Busher. And there's Baker, knowing what he needs to do. Get back there in case that ball might end up toward the dugout, and he's able to be there to back up.
That'll be one that, if not the manager, Jerry White, will have a little chat with Carlos Gomez on, I would suspect. Especially, I mean, the runner's right in front of him. He can tell that he's not going anyplace. 2 down, and here's Matt Keita. Well, if the ball gets by Busher, and let's imagine Baker doesn't do what he's fundamentally supposed to do, doesn't back up the runner, then the ball goes into the dugout and the run scores, right?
Right.
1-0.
Now, I believe Rodriguez would only get one base if he were to stand on second, but what he did is he went back, tagged up, and then started moving toward third.
And I think the rule is 1 + 1, right?
Right.
1-1 to Keita. Kaz Matsui played second base for the Astros last night. Well, just one other note on Erstad. It figures that if the Astros finally feel like they are out of the race, either the amount of games or the number of teams ahead of them in the division, that Erstad might be somebody that a contending team would be interested in. A versatile player, an outfielder, first baseman. One and two as Keita goes chasing.
Yeah, that was a breaking ball that Keita probably should have hit somewhere. He just swung at a high pitch, almost the same pitch that Rodriguez hit for the double. Mauer probably going out and talking to him about that. Kind of a floater right there.
So Baker has given a run back here in the fifth, trying to keep the Twins in the lead here. Another good crowd on hand here tonight. I suspect a pretty big walk-up tonight. This is the place to be. Twins playing good baseball. 1-2 to Matt Keita. And he pokes it foul. Astros come in here just off a series with the Rangers where they lost 2 out of 3. But more importantly, I guess to them, they lost the silver boot. They lost 5 of 6 to the Rangers.
Kind of like the mayor's cut for the Twins and the Red Sox.
Yeah, it's a regular season deal, but it's just a symbolic trophy.
Yeah, the Astros just 1-6 in interleague play.
Inside 2-2.
Where the Twins are 8-2 in interleague play.
We need to have some kind of a traveling trophy with the Brewers. I have no idea what we'd call it.
Well, I was going to say a Coors Light, but not with the Brewers. You can't do that. They're Miller Lite.
Yeah.
How about a Gatorade cup?
2-2. In a golden bratwurst or something like that. Baker's had to spin a lot of pitches up there, and this will be his 77th. He hopes it will be his last of the 5th inning. Trying to put away the number 9 hitter for the Astros. to center. Playable for Gomez. The Astros get one but leave one. It's still 2-1 Twins. It'll be Delman Young, Carlos Gomez, and Nick Punto. Young hammered a breaking pitch to left field for his second home run of the year. Takes one wide, ball one. And it's Cowboy Hat night here at the Dome. 10,000 We Fest cowboy hats handed out to the patrons here. That's to center. And Bourne comes in to make a running catch, one away. Before Gomez comes to the plate, let's go to our Aflac trivia question. Players who've hit 300 home runs as catchers. Bench, Fisk. You said Berra?
I said Yogi Berra, yeah.
Piazza.
Yep.
And
yeah, we got 3 or 4.
And with a couple
Forgot about
carryovers.
Mike Piazza,
right.
yeah.
And Gomez takes a strike. Want to pass along the happy 50th wedding anniversary to a good friend and a longtime Twins employee, Dick Schultz, and his wife Pat.
Oh, very nice.
Celebrating their 50th. Watching Twins baseball. That's a bunt. It's a foul ball. And Rodriguez claiming that he picked it up. He actually picked it up, I think, out of the batter's box. And the catcher thought he had an easy out of Gomez, and Jerry Lane said it was in foul territory in the unmarked part of the batter's box.
Well, watch this play right here. Watch Jerry Lane get out real quick and watch the ball. And he was eyeing it right there, and he said the ball was foul.
Two strikes to Gomez. Blocked by Rodriguez. I just hope that's face painting and not a tattoo.
Carlos Gomez fan. Taking a closer look at Carlos Gomez.
Half swing. And Rodriguez throws to third thinking it was strike 3. I think he thought there was a foul tip. Well,
Rodriguez looking in the dugout for help. He thought he maybe heard Jerry Lane say strike 3. He kind of pointed to his ear right there.
Or perhaps, why didn't you hear the foul tip that I heard? There was no appeal, and Rodriguez immediately threw the ball to third. See if we can see the ball tick the bat.
Hard to see, really, because it's so quick. Take another look. We were going to slow it down, but.
And now Jerry Lane and Cecil Cooper exchange.
Isn't it amazing how umpires can't hear the tick, but they can hear the manager yell at you?
Well, you can't argue balls and strikes, and that's the crux of this whole discussion. First with Rodriguez, then with Cooper.
Now, I'm assuming he threw out Cooper. He may have thrown out somebody else on the bench, too. So we'll have to wait and see exactly who Jerry Lane threw out.
Well, Lane let Rodriguez have his demonstration, and I don't doubt for a minute that Rodriguez thought he heard a foul tip. But Cooper trying to deflect some of the attention away from his catcher to keep the catcher in the game. And now Cecil Cooper trying to get his money's worth.
I guess by the way that Cooper's hanging around, there was him that got thrown out.
And reading lips can be dangerous, but I'm pretty sure I heard or saw Jerry Lane say the words foul tip. So I think that's what upset Rodriguez first, and then the Houston manager.
It happened so quick, and all Jerry Lane wanted to find out from the first base umpire, did he go too far or not?
See what Gomez can do with maybe an extra strike. He takes ball 3. So now a full count to Gomez. That was a foul tip. And Gomez will go to first. The end result of the disputed foul tip is Gomez and his speed walk to first.
Yeah, first walk of the ball game for Brian Moeller. Will go along with his one strikeout. Ed Romero, the bench coach, now the acting manager.
Teammate of Cecil Cooper's with the Brewers for a lot of years. Here's Nick Punto, and we'll see if Gomez will threaten the arm of Ivan Rodriguez here. Punto bounced to second, his first time up.
Yeah, Moeller, a pitcher that likes to throw over to first a lot. We'll see how quick his slide step is. Really the first batter to get on first base for the Twins. 2 home runs and a double.
Astros pitch out, thinking, Ron Coomer, that the Twins might put something on here.
Well, they sure could, but this is a situation where the scouting report comes into play. It's been known for years when Pudge gets a guy, let's say like Gomez, on first base, he gets a little carried away with the #1 finger calling a fastball because he really likes to show off his arm. This could be a good chance for Punto to let one rip.
1-1.
I think that a lot too also depends on your pitcher, how quick he is home. You know, if you have a quick pitcher and he has a good job of holding him on, he may not have to go to that fastball as much. Then if it's a slower guy that has that higher leg kick, then of course you're going to go a little more fastball. Moeller right there, kind of a slide step, and that fastball clips the outer half of the plate.
Punto's taken 3 pitches, a pitch out and 2 strikes, and Gomez hasn't even motioned toward second base. Another good throw-out percentage for Ivan Rodriguez.
He's always been one of the best behind the plate, throwing out runners.
And now they've got him picked off. And Gomez will dive to second safely. A botched rundown by the Astros. Wow.
Well, for some reason, Berkman just kept that ball in his glove and never flipped it to Tejada. What you want to do is get that glove out of your glove like he is right there. Run it down, but then right there you can see Tejada right there saying, give it to me so I can tag him. And Gomez getting caught right there. Tejada wants it right there, but now he has to end up throwing it over to the second baseman. And Gomez getting that right hand on the bag.
1-2, and suddenly that foul tip that Jerry Lane didn't hear, if it ever occurred, has Gomez at second base. And Punto, a high hop for Berkman, and Punto is out. Gomez came a third of the way down the line, with the pitcher Moeller alertly catching the toss from Berkman and spinning toward home plate.
I tell you what, that was a nice play by Berkman, getting that short hop and then leading the pitcher to the bag. That was a perfect executed little pitcher fielding practice right here. You watch where that throw is. It leads Moeller right into the bag. And he steps on the bag before Punto can get that left hand on the bag. Always a dangerous play with that pitcher running over there. But on the play, Gomez goes over to third.
Is there a third hit in Brendan Harris's night? We'll find out with Gomez at third and 2 out. On the outside corner.
And Rodriguez holding on to the ball because Gomez did not go back to third.
One strike to the Twins shortstop. 1-1.
Little cat and mouse game played between Rodriguez and Gomez after that pitch is thrown home. Gomez staying on the turf where Keplinger is playing at deep third base.
Poke foul, 1-2. Reds are out in front of the White Sox 5-0 in the third. Tigers won, Royals lost, and the Indians lost. Twins looking for an insurance run here. They've been at the plate for a long time here in the 5th inning. Not much has happened, but a lot has happened. One and 2 to Brendan Harris. That's a check swing and strike 3, and Rodriguez tags Harris, and the inning ends meekly. On to the 6th, the 2-1 ball game. ball tonight.
Yeah, Brendan Harris, a leadoff home run, the second pitch of the ball game, putting the Twins up 1-0. Delman Young with his second home run made it a 2-0 ball game, and then Rodriguez's RBI double makes it where it's at, a 2-1 Twins lead.
Michael Bourne, Jeff Keppinger, and Miguel Tejada facing Scott Baker here in the 6th. Baker has scattered the 4 hits allowed, except in the 5th inning when Pence singled and Rodriguez followed with a double to right center. Bourne doubled and was left at third after his leadoff double in the 4th. That Bourne is hitting is a contributing factor to Darren Ersted's lack of playing time, because Cecil Cooper wants the young man to get out there and play. As long as he's been productive, he'll get that chance. Hunter Pence is doing well, hitting well over 300 with some power. And normally Carlos Lee, of course, is the left fielder, but he's got a little bit of a hamstring pull. The Astros can use a designated hitter. 3-1 now to Bourne, so they're using Lee in that spot, and that opens up a spot for Erstad and left.
Let's see what Baker does right here. You do not want to walk this guy. Baker, no walks so far in the ball game. He has 5 strikeouts, but he needs to throw a strike right here. Outer half of the plate. That's where Joe's going to sit, a little bit outside. That's ball 4.
Left up high for a leadoff walk.
Well, now you have the speedster at first.
Twins and Astros weekend series is presented by Budweiser. And an afternoon game tomorrow on Father's Day. You can bring Dad and the family out to the Dome, watch the Twins' last home game in June. Tickets are available at 833-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. Pretty good bet that Joe Mauer's dad will be here tomorrow. Here's Keppinger, a single in the 1st and a strikeout in the 4th. And it was a big strikeout at that, because Bourne had just doubled. And Baker needed to get it out without the runner advancing, and he did that.
Yeah, not a good at bat for Keppinger. He really didn't try to shoot the ball the other way. And advanced Bourne to 2nd to 3rd.
And we'll mention it again. Joe Mauer had 2 chances to throw out runners last night, and he threw them both out, including Bourne, in the ball game last night.
Yeah, Bourne led off against Slowey and took a 4, or he ended up walking, and then Joe Mauer ended up throwing him out, trying to steal 2nd.
Good bunt, and Baker underhands it to Punto. A sacrifice getting Bourne to 2nd. So instead of stealing him there, the Astros give up an out. Sign of respect, perhaps, for Joe Mauer.
It's almost what Keppinger should have done in his last at bat. But here in the 6th inning, he's asked to do it, and it's a successful sacrifice.
And you don't know how that's all going to play out, but here are the Astros, who like to run, at least with Bourne on the bases. And after Mauer showing last night, instead of trying to get him to steal 2nd, they give up an out. And they've only got 2 left this inning.
Yeah, Keppinger doing a good job of advancing the runner.
2 ground ball outs for Tejada, one of them a double play ball in the 1st inning. Down the middle, a strike. Seems hard to fathom, but Tejada last year into this year went 173 at bats without a home run.
Not really. Not when you stop taking the juice.
And we touched on it last night. That's why I want all those names to be released. It probably won't happen, because if Tejada tested positive, then he should be revealed as someone who tested positive. If he did not, he does not deserve to be playing under this cloud of suspicion.
I agree. I agree.
1-1 to Tejada. Swinging a foul, 1-2.
I only say that because Adam Pyatt is a good friend of mine down in Fort Myers, Florida, and his name has been brought up to where, you know, he was the supplier for Tejada in the steroid situation.
And it's not just position players, obviously pitchers too.
Oh yeah.
One and two. Baker staring down Tejada. And now Mauer to the mound. Tejada in the last year of his deal with originally signed with the Orioles. The Orioles got pitcher Matt Albers, infielder Michael Costanzo, pitcher Troy Patton, reliever Dennis Sarfate, and outfielder Luke Scott, who looks like he's going to be a keeper for the Orioles. All of those players going from Houston to Baltimore in the Tejada trade. Tough task for Baker. He's got to get Tejada and Lee. Little doink. Punto makes the catch, and he had to fight the lights on that one. Made the catch. Out number 2, and now Lee.
Yeah, Tejada kind of jammed himself right there. The bat breaking in his hand. And Punto fighting the lights, able to get the ball inner half of the plate. Barrel of the bat at home plate. A two-seam fastball. Tejada got the barrel of the bat out, but just had bad wood.
Here's Carlos Lee. Twice he's hit the ball hard up the box, and Baker has deflected it to Harris, leading off the second, and then for the all-important third out of the fourth inning with Bourne at third base. Lifts it foul and out of play. Lee today visiting with former teammate of yours, Juan Berenguer. They are both from the same town in Panama. And the most famous Panamanian of all was in town today for the Twins autograph party.
Manny Sanguillen was here?
No. Rod Carew.
Yes, he was.
You get a chance to talk to him?
No, I did not.
I know he was here, but I think he just came in for the day for the autograph party and took off. Didn't come to the ball game tonight. Harmon Killebrew was here tonight. One strike to Carlos Lee. Right on the outside corner.
This guy's a good hitter right here, Carlos Lee. Career .290 hitter. 293 career home runs. Dangerous. 6'2", about 265. They have him in the program.
2 strikes to Carlos Lee. Baker trying to strand Bourne at second. Up and in, and nearly got a check swing, strike 3.
Boy, and that's a good pitch right there inside, just like to Tejada. Good fastball inside.
We're talking Tejada, Lee, and Berkman, 3 veteran proven hitters, and the Twins have handcuffed them all so far.
The staff really, slowly last night here, just working both sides of the plate. See if they go back inside again, or Baker will try to get him away. Watch Joe Mauer move away.
Got him.
Good breaking ball.
And Baker pitches around the leadoff walk.
Tejada. Instead, Gomez able to slide underneath the tag and be safe at second base. Saw Tejada going toward Gomez. He's got to flip it right to him right there. So Tejada's the one that tags out Gomez.
The Frost Brute, Coors Light freeze.
Little mental mistake right there, but really Berkman made it up on the next play because he made a great play off the bat of Nick Punto. And then fed Brian Mulder a very good toss when he was covering first base.
Well, Moeller has handled Mauer, Morneau, and Kubel marvelously. They're a combined 0 for 6. And now he'll face those same 3 batters here in the 6th inning. Mauer has tapped out to second twice.
Yeah, Moeller's only given up 3 hits, 2 solo home runs, and a double.
And with Jeff Keppinger almost playing alongside Darren Erstad in left field, Mauer thought, why not?
Well, if this is a fastball, he probably has a base hit. It ended up being a breaking ball right here. And Joe trying to just hit it toward Keppinger at third base. Ended up fouling it off.
One strike to Mauer. To deep left center field. This has got some carry. Gone! A home run for Mauer.
And he tried to bunt. Come on, Joe.
Third solo home run of the night for the Twins.
Home run number 14 for Joe Mauer. And this home run right here, a career high for Joe Mauer for home runs in a season. Boy, is he showing power the other way.
By my memory, which is sketchy, we've established that. 14 home runs, 2 of them to right, the 2 to dead center at Yankee Stadium, and 10 of them now to left and left center. One hopper. Berkman will beat Morneau to the bag, 1 away. Time for the Quest High Speed Pitch, brought to you by Quest High Speed Internet.
Well, Moeller topping out at 90, Scott Baker at 93.
And now Kubel with a fly ball and a strikeout. Up and away, ball 1. You can't spend any time at all with Joe without getting some sense for what he's going through. Just in the little camera shots there, he's coughed 3 or 4 times. He still is not feeling close to 100% at all, coughing almost nonstop. And yet he's catching just about every day and hitting over 400. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, 2-1. Activity. Alberto Arias and Tim Burdack warming up in the Houston bullpen. 3-1 to Kubel. Ground ball to Cada. 2 down. Kubel with an active week this week, and of course next week National League rules, no DH. It remains to be seen how much he'll play, and whether how much he plays might depend on the status of Denard Span. I talked with Denard this afternoon, and he said today he wasn't feeling quite as good as he did yesterday, but he Wondered whether the being out in the heat with the autograph party might have had something to do with that. I asked him about the medication. He says it's not just a situation where the medication is going to kick in and take care of what he's been dealing with. He has to retrain his eyes to focus. The virus that he had affected a nerve leading to the brain, and in trying to get from him what it was like, it almost sounded like he did not have a stroke. But people who have had strokes have to, do rehab and retrain different parts of their bodies. And in Denard's case, he has to retrain his eyes, he says, to maintain his focus, moving his head back and forth, side to side, and focusing on a single object. So this is not just hey, the head's going to clear up and he's going to be ready to play. He's got some rehab work to do that's a bit unusual.
That's why Ron Gardenhire talked about him going down when he does let him know that he's ready to go down to the minor leagues and get some at bats down there.
Either Fort Myers, Rochester, one or the other, but he needs to prove that he can play the game safely and then productively, and then he'll be back up with the Twins. The Twins hope that will be in just a matter of days, but it's a work in progress. 2-2 to Kadire.
Well, Kadire's my pick to stick. Let's go, Michael. This ball you can hit somewhere.
A couple of ground balls is all he's got so far. My guy's got a home run and a double. How's your guy doing?
He's 0 for 2. One good hanging breaking ball, though. Make it 0 for 3.
A solo home run for Joe Mauer. Third solo shot for the Twins in the game, and the lead back to 2. Quarters for up to their face value, keeping the difference. Call 800-33 Twins. Get in touch with the group sales department today. Matt Tolbert's in at second base, and Nick Punto is out of the game. We'll get an update as to what the situation is with Nick Punto. Punto dove into first base in the 5th inning, and it looked like Mueller, the pitcher, covered, did not step on his hand, but we'll get a word on the status of Nick Punto. 1-1 to Lance Berkman. Berkman, Pence, and Rodriguez facing Scott Baker. This will be his 95th pitch of the night. Take a look at Punto's slide into first. Now the back of his spike might have clipped Punto's left hand, but it wasn't stepped on or anything. So lifted foul and out of play, 2-2.
Well, Baker's been able to get Berkman on strikeouts the first 2 at bats, striking out Berkman in the 2nd and the 5th. Baker with 6 strikeouts in a ball game, 1 walk.
Sean Hand warming up in the Twins pen. Another one deflects off Baker to Harris. Got him the 3rd time tonight that's happened.
Unbelievable. Baker with a smile on his face. Carlos Lee did it twice, and now Berkman taking a ball right back up the middle, deflected by Baker, and a little ricochet. Karam over to. We've had 3 1-6-3 putouts.
You see 1-6-3 in your scorecard, you think it's a double play. These are just single outs. None of them fielded by Baker, just deflected toward the shortstop. There's a liner to left, and Pence again is on board. Young cuts it off, fires towards second, and Pence reaches easily. Boy, this guy can scamper.
Yeah, he can fly.
So a 1-out double for Hunter Pence. Here's our Dodge game summary.
Well, in the 1st inning, on the 2nd pitch thrown by Brian Moeller, Brendan Harris hitting a home run, his 4th home run of the year, and his 1st as a leadoff hitter. In the 2nd inning with 2 outs, Delman Young hitting a solo home run, his 2nd of the ball game. Joe Mauer makes it 3 solo home runs for the Twins. For Mauer, his 14th.
Twins almost got a run without hitting a home run in the 5th inning when Cecil Cooper was ejected. Pence with a dozen doubles, and now Rodriguez will hit. It was a Rodriguez double that scored Pence for the lone Houston run in the 5th. Up and in, ball 1. Rodriguez a year ago still with the Tigers, finished the season with the Yankees. Marlins were interested in bringing him back. Thought he'd get more playing time with Houston, and he has. Rodriguez approaching 200 at bats on the season. Came inside and got a tapper foul.
100 pitches for Baker, the most he's thrown 2 starts ago, 116 in that almost shutout against the Oakland A's. Jose Ayala joining Sean Henn, Luis Ayala.
1-1 to Ivan Rodriguez. Punch to right field and down for a hit. Pence is being waved around. Kadire bobbles the ball. The run will score, and it's a 3-2 ball game. Don't know that he would have had a shot at him anyway, the way that Pence was flying around third.
Well, I mentioned it in his last at bat. Rodriguez very good at taking the ball the other way. That's what he does right here. Fastball down, just takes it the other way, picks up another RBI. On that RBI single where Pence scores from second base.
Erstad due up. Twins are going to make a pitching change, and Erstad heading back to the dugout. So Sean Henn will come in with the tying run on and 1 out. To make life difficult for Baker here tonight. Now Sean Henn comes in to face the pinch hitter Jason Michaels.
Well, Henn making his 13th appearance. He had a tough outing in his last start on Wednesday against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Went only 1/3 of an inning. Gave up 3 runs, all earned. And he did give up a solo home run to Adam LaRoche, the left-handed hitter.
Michaels struck out pinch hitting for Erstad last night and then had the line drive sail over his left shoulder. First pitch fouled back. Michaels pinch hit for Erstad in the 8th and then went out in the field, and then the bottom of the inning had the fateful line drive off of Delman Young that he lost in the lights. Off the plate, 1-1.
Michaels in his first season with the Astros, signing as a free agent.
34,710 the paid attendance tonight.
Good crowd. Just over 32,000 last night.
Breaking ball, swing and a miss. I think I read this right the other day. You know, obviously the economy's situation everybody has to deal with, but the Twins are actually up in attendance this year. If I read that correctly, I'm guessing the Twins are one of the few teams in baseball that can say that at this point.
Well, with the Twins opening up a new stadium, a lot of people want the nice seats that they're going to be able to get by getting a lot of great programs the Twins have put together to get season tickets.
1-2. Hand to Michaels, and then Keita, the next scheduled hitter. 43 days left. That's to right center field. Hit toward the gap. Gomez chasing it. Can't get there. Rodriguez got a good read. He'll round third. He's coming in. The throw to the plate not in time, and the game is tied. So the Astros get a big pinch hit from Jason Michaels to tie the game.
I mentioned before, Michaels probably still stewing about that ball getting lost in the lights that caused Roy Oswalt to have a couple earned runs right here. Takes that pitch the other way. The Twins had him shaded a little bit straight away, but Gomez can't catch up to this ball right in the gap. So Michaels picking up an RBI. And the game is tied at 3 apiece. So the run belongs to Scott Baker, so his line is done. He will get a no decision here tonight.
Keita with a couple of fly balls to center, fielded by Gomez. Down the middle, a strike. Baker with a good night's work. Had a tough time with Pence and Rodriguez. Other than that, he handled everybody very well. Bounce to the right side. Morneau has it. He'll go to the bag and beat Keita. And on the play, Michaels goes to third, 2 away. And they'll bring up Michael Bourne. It's almost Burt. It seems like with the left-handed relievers, they're used alternately in whatever situation the case might be. I mean, these are pretty big outs that Henn is asked to get here in the 7th. Maharis came in last night in the 8th inning, but the Twins showing more and more confidence in Henn in tight ball games.
Well, you want to pitch at the major league level. You see Maharis right there, but these are the situations you have to try to work out of.
Outside a ball. The word on Nick Punto, who left the game at the top of this inning with bruised left ribs. Driven to right field. And Bourne has put the Astros in front, and 2 balls come out of the seats. That's a home run. Michael Bourne's second. It scored 2, and there are 2 souvenirs.
And Ron Gardenhire on his way out, a fastball, and Bourne just turns on it. Almost the same location as a double that he hit in the 4th inning. This one he gets a little bit airborne. And the Astros take a 5-3 lead.
A 4-run 7th.
Ball game, making his 28th relief appearance.
Now popped up down the right field line. Tolbert makes a foul ball catch, and Ayala gets the last out of the 7th, but the Astros do some damage. 3 extra base hits and 4 runs. By Dodge. Live strong, live bold, live now. Dodge. Grab life. And by Aflac. We've got you under our wing.
Well, there you go, Maude. You are a Mountain Dew fan of the game all the way from France. A poor summer exchange student from France. From Alaska. Wow, they're coming from all over the place.
A nice cowboy hat. They're going to go take those wonderful cowboy hats back to Alaska and France.
Better get some.
Brian Busher will lead off against a new Houston pitcher.
Cowboy hats have ear muffins on them, or ear muffs.
Yeah. There's Chris Sampson, who's done a nice job. The Astro bullpen as a whole has been very good this year.
Yeah, only 13 walks in 39 innings pitched.
Inside to Busher, 2-0. Busher, Young, and Gomez schedule. There's Jason Michaels out there in left field again. That hits the inside corner, 2-1.
Sampson, 31 years old, his 4th season with the Astros.
And Busher greets him with a sharp single to right. Busher, a 1-for-3 night so far, and that'll set up Young.
Well, look at the fastball. Not a lot of movement right there. Good, strong swing right there by Busher, lining it into right field. Twins get their first single of the ball game on their 5th hit. 3 solo home runs, a double, and now the Busher single.
Young with a home run and a fly to center. Swing and a miss.
They tried to tie it up right there. Slider by Sampson.
Sampson trying to hold it and get Brian Moeller his 4th win of the year. One and one. White Sox have tied the Reds 5-5 in the 5th. Here the Astros with a 4-run top of the 7th. Came up and in, and Young swings through it, 1-2.
Yeah, almost like a little cutter right there. A letter high.
Twins trying to come back, get at least one here in the 7th. And Young goes fishing, 1 away. And that'll bring up Gomez. Gomez with a pop to second, and then the controversial walk. The odd stolen base in the 5th inning. Belt high strike to Gomez.
Sampson originally signed by the Astros as a shortstop back in 1999.
That's what we're talking about. The bullpen has really done a good job for the Astros as of late. Chopped off his leg, and it's 0-2. Gomez on the season, 33 hits, 10 extra base hits, 7 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. Bouncer to third. Out there, and Gomez, of course, beats the relay. So 2 down, a runner at first, and that'll bring Tolbert to the plate. Nick Punto left the game with bruised left ribs. Perhaps the result of his slide into first base. Punto had gone 0 for 2. Tolbert, of course, a switch hitter. Here's what Punto did, perhaps injuring his left rib.
Well, watch him leave the ground right here and then hitting hard. You know, that's not soft dirt down there. That's hard. That's a hard surface.
Gomez was essentially picked off in the 5th inning, but then the Astros blew the run down. Gomez ended up diving into second base safely. Punto, sharp ground ball, or Tolbert rather. And a great play by the second baseman, Keita. A hot ground ball, and Keita flagged it down on his backhand side and threw out the speedy Matt Tolbert. On defense, the theme tonight: catch, deflect, or get out of the way.
You know, this is why you come to the ballpark. You just don't know what you're going to see. 3 times the ball has been hit back to Baker. 3 times it has been deflected to Brendan Harris at short. 2 off the bat of Carlos Lee, and right there Lance Berkman doing the same thing.
So now the Astros, with a 2-run lead, will send Tejada, Lee, and Berkman to the plate against Luis Ayala. Just inside, ball 1. Well, it's been the guys at the top and bottom of the order for the Astros. The middle guys, as we showed you before, haven't done much in tonight's game or in this series. Big swing by Tejada, and it's 1-1. Ayala got Keppinger to get the Twins off the field in the 7th, but not until the Astros had scored 4 times. Hit hard to right center field, and Kadire going back near the fence. Hauls it in on the track, 1 away. Carlos Lee at the plate, and of course he was a big part of the White Sox for a lot of years. Some memorable games here, and a Metrodome moment with the bases loaded. Carlos Lee told me today this catch almost made him cry. Torrey Hunter over the wall. And one of Torrey's best.
Yeah, that was Gary Ward, too, the first base coach, right behind Lee.
And Lee fouls this pitch up against the screen. Little nubber, and Ayala will have an easy play with Lee loping to first, 2 down. Tailgating's fun and affordable on Saturdays when the Our Family brand Saturday tailgate party presented by Fox Sports North. For one price, you get a ticket to the game, an invitation to a pregame barbecue, a Twins cap, and alumni autographs. You can visit twinsbaseball.com tonight or call 800-33-TWINS to join the Our Family Brands tailgate party on any Saturday this season. 2 down in the 8th, and here's Lance Berkman.
See, that's not right. They asked for that ball back. It had a big cut in it right there for some reason. Ayala did not. He wanted to use it. But Berkman said, hey, I want to see that ball, and it had a big old cut in it.
The scuff.
No, this ball was cut.
Okay, a cut. Why would a pitcher want to pitch?
Because you
with
get
a ball?
Great movement on it. That's why.
Well, that's unfair to the batter.
I got a ball one time where actually
driven deep to right, but hooking. Foul.
But it had a big old cut in it. By just the previous hitter had hit it, and it just off the end of the bat, and it had a big old slice in it. I got it back, and I said, I know what to do with this. And I threw it down and away, and the guy fouled it off. I was so upset. I wanted to run up in the stands and go get it. Like, throw the ball back like Little League in high school. Throw the ball back into play. I want that ball.
Or I'll sign a dozen white baseballs for you. Give me that one back.
Give me that one back.
Foul the other way, 1-2. Well, baseball history is full of stories of catchers catching the ball and bringing it along their shin guard before they threw it back to the pitcher to get some abrasion on the ball.
Yeah, third basemen have been known to have something in their glove to help the pitcher out.
Now, coincidentally, we're showing LaTroy Hawkins. We're not suggesting for a moment that he ever cheated in any way.
Not anyway, not Hawk, but he's just warming up down in their bullpen.
1-2. Slow breaking ball off the mask, fouled off the mask of Mauer.
You're only cheating if you get caught.
Well,
took something off right there, and Mauer taking it right off the face.
What a terrible thing to say to the children in our viewing audience.
Why? I'm not telling them to cheat. I said you're only cheating if you get caught.
1-2 to Berkman.
For me in school.
Or you might still be there. 2-2.
That's 14 years of my life.
That's hit hard to right field, and it's a home run for Berkman. And a 3-run Houston lead.
Oh, Berkman, a switch hitter. That's his 10th home run as a left-handed hitter, his 14th home run overall. And this ball broke right into the swing of Berkman, so a lot of home runs in this ball game. 2 for the Astros now, 3 for the Twins. Looks like saw the extra finger on it, maybe a changeup. And Berkman hitting this ball out very quickly.
That time only one ball came down. Line foul. And everybody okay down by that Houston bullpen. So Berkman hits his 14th of the year, and it's a 3-run Houston lead. Popped up. Mauer back for a look. And just over the screen. Pence has been the biggest pest for the Twins tonight. Yeah, Bourne has a home run, so does Berkman, but it was Pence's 1-out single that led to the first run, and his 1-out double that led to the 4-run 7th.
Well, we didn't get a chance to watch him run last night, but we have here today. I'll tell you what, this guy can fly.
He runs about as hard and about as fast as Darren Erstad did when he was coming up with the Angels.
He's 0 for 4 in yesterday's ball game.
1-2. Swinging a foul back. I remember years ago when Rod Carew was still the hitting coach with the Angels, and he was telling me that the fastest guy on the team was this young kid Darren Erstad. R.A. Dickey warming up in the Twins pen. A breaker wide, 2-2. Ayala got the first 3 men he was asked to get. And now he's run the count full after the Berkman home run to Hunter Pence. Rodriguez on deck. Fisted to the right side. Tolbert gobbles it up. And Pence runs it out. He's the third out of the 8th inning, but before the third out, Berkman clubs a home run, and the Astros lead by 3.
The Toyota post-game wrap. Here's what's coming up on the wrap. Scott Baker with a quality start tonight. We will break down Baker's night. Also the instructional tonight, the rundown. We saw Gomez sneak out the successful rundown. What's the secret to a successful rundown? We will instruct on that. And then, of course, the power surge. 3 solo shots by the Twins tonight, a couple by the Astros, but we're talking all Twins. And, of course, the Joe Mauer 14th, a career best homer on the season. It's all coming up after the game on Quest Twins Live, featuring the Toyota post-game wrap. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Ann. Brendan Harris has a couple of extra base hits. He'll try to get something started in the 8th against former Twin LaTroy Hawkins.
Yeah, Hawk with the Twins for 9 years, from 1995 to 2003. The Astros, his 7th team to pitch for at the major league level.
Fastball outside.
He's always had that good fastball. He'll mix in a slow curveball, a slider, and a changeup. Also came up with a split finger.
That's to right center field, and Harris has his 3rd hit. Dropping it into right center. He'll hold up with a single. First came up with the Twins in 1995 as a starter, and it took the Twins a while to figure out a role he could succeed in.
Well, he became the closer, then the long guy. I mean, he did almost everything for the Minnesota Twins. That's getting Mattel Tejada right there in Game 5.
Granada got the 9th. Hawkins got a big strikeout in the 8th, and the Twins went on to face the Angels.
Yeah, that in 2002.
Here's Mauer. A home run his last time up. Twins will send 3 straight lefties up here against Hawkins. And a fastball and a called strike. Hawkins has handled lefties very well. A sub 200 batting average. Right-handers are hitting over 300 against him.
Watch LaTroy Hawkins as he comes to the stretch. Most guys bring their glove to their belt, and he brings that glove almost to the right hip. Kind of behind him right there, hiding the glove and the ball.
Check swing, 1-1. I think Matt Guerrero's kind of done something similar to that now too. Gets the idea to hide the ball as long as possible.
Well, I remember when Hawk was with the Yankees, he had that habit of taking the ball out of the glove, and now he looks like the ball staying in the glove through his now stretch position. Once he looks for that ball and gets it out of the glove. There, it's out of the glove right there, but keeps it in the glove longer.
And a fastball on the outside corner, 1-2.
Still get that fastball in the low 90s.
Lefties are 10 for 51 with no home runs against LaTroy Hawkins. As Jim Deshaies discussed, Hawkins pushed into the role of closer when Jose Valverde was on the disabled list.
He has 9 of the 15 saves for the Astros.
And Mauer flips it foul.
Hugs all around.
High fives.
High fives.
I wish I would have been a kid when I caught my first foul ball. I got it as an adult and I acted like a kid.
I wish I was an adult.
1-2 to Mauer. High hopper over the mound. Out at second, and Mauer will reach in a fielder's choice. Boy, Matt Cate has had some difficult plays to make, and he's had tougher plays than that, but that's still a nice play to get an out.
Yeah, it really is. You want to, as an infielder like Cate right there, you flip it over to Tejada, because Tejada almost has to become a first baseman with his back to the infield. It's really tough for him to try to wheel and throw to first. They make sure they do get an out, and that being Harris at second base, or at second. So Mauer at first with 1 out.
And now Morneau. 0 for 3. Big swing and a miss by Justin Morneau. Wow.
Well, Justin trying to hit his 17th home run, just got underneath that high fastball.
Oh, 2.
Just watching what LaTroy does with that glove on the hip, as he brings that glove up, that left shoulder really kind of comes with him, and that's always a good thing. Try to keep that left shoulder in as long as possible. Hawk at 6'5" creates that good downward plane. Watch as he moves that glove back, the left shoulder has to follow.
And Morneau is quickly disposed of. Out number 2.
Boy, painted right there. Fastball away. Well, Justin maybe got a pitch to hit the first one, the high fastball that he just got underneath. You can see LaTroy Hawkins, even at 36 years old, still able to paint right there.
So now Kubel, the Twins will try to do something with the leadoff single by Harris.
Yeah, good downward plane.
Hawkins hasn't started a game since he started 33 of them for the Twins 10 years ago. He was 10-14 with an ERA, a satanic 6.66. And he's been in the bullpen ever since.
He's made over 700 appearances at the major league level.
Bauer goes. The pitch is outside. There will be no throw. So now 2-0 to Kubel. And Hawkins pretty much ignoring Bauer, and they send him to second base.
He has that high leg kick right there.
Quick trip to the mound by Ivan Rodriguez.
Well, Bauer picking up his first stolen base.
Three solo home runs for the Twins. Kubel looking for his first hit. Drilled to center. A one-run game.
Home run number 11 for Jason Kubel, and his 7th here in the month of June. He got a fastball and did not miss it.
So Kubel hitting his 12th of the year, and Hawkins gives up a couple of runs here in the 8th. Now Kadire. Down in the dirt, ball 1. You look at the Twins lineup, and I think Kadire is the only guy that Hawkins ever played with here with the Twins.
Yeah, Hawk left in 2003. And Kadire first joined the Twins in 2001.
Bauer didn't show up till 2004. Morneau was up for a while in 2003. 2-0 now to Kadire. Michael looking for his first hit. So I'm trying to set this up here. I mentioned that when Kubel had the 2-0 count. Now Kadire has the 2-0 count. The closer Valverde warming up. Three and 0 with Busher on deck. Three and 1. Kadire thought that might have been ball 4. He'll get a swing here. Tying run at the plate. Three and 1 to Michael Kadire. Great catch by Keppinger, going to his left to get the line drive off the bat of Kadire. Twins get a leadoff single from Harris, a 2-run blast from Kubel, and it's a 1-run game going to the 9th. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. A lot of home runs hit tonight.
Yep. 2 by the Astros, 4 by the Twins.
Now the Twins bring R.A. Dickey out of the bullpen to pitch to the Astros in the ninth.
R.A. Dickey coming out for the 17th time out of that bullpen, making his 17th appearance. He has been outstanding. Over his last 23 innings pitched, he's allowed only 2 earned runs. An ERA at 0.78.
Rodriguez, Michaels, and Keita, the bottom third of the Astro lineup, facing R.A. Dickey. And strike 1. Twins cutting back to 11 pitchers, which means they have 6 relievers. And you'd think, well, maybe the workload will be increased for the relief pitchers. Coincidentally or not, maybe there's a grand scheme, but it's been a week since a relief pitcher has pitched in back-to-back ball games. Guerrero pitched last night, hasn't pitched tonight. Twins hope to get Nathan in there. There's a swing and a foul, 2 strikes and a ball.
Well, there's that knuckleball right there that R.A. features.
I don't believe that was even a foul tip. That was away from the bat, away from the glove, and off to the backstop.
Trying to catch a butterfly.
1-2.
Wow. That ball went the other way.
1 down.
There are no pitchers in the National League that throw knuckleballs. The only 2 knuckleballs in baseball, knuckleballers. Look at that ball sink right there.
That's a heck of a catch by Mauer after seeing the other one dart to his backhand side, and he had to
go the other way.
Go the other way and catch it. 1 out, and here's Michaels.
They saw Rodriguez's reaction, say, okay, that's a good one.
Fly to right, and Kadire jogs in, makes the catch, and a quick second out. That'll bring up Keita.
And if you have not seen R.A. Dickey pitch before, you know, Wakefield, Tim Wakefield, the other knuckleballer in baseball right now at the major league level, you know, Wakefield has that slow knuckleball. R.A. Dickey throws that knuckleball a lot harder. And then he'll mix in that fastball like he did right there to Michaels, where he flew out to Kadire. There's the fastball.
And Keita's going, well, why didn't I swing at that? Keita hasn't done anything offensively, but defensively he's come up with some big plays for the Astros tonight. 1-1. Two and 1. Darted inside and almost hit him. 3-1.
Now this is what has impressed me about Dickey, is the control of his fastball. I'm sure he'll throw a fastball right here, outer half of the plate. Doesn't want to walk Keita.
Gets a lazy fly ball to left.
Good control of that fastball.
Another very clean inning for R.A. Dickey. We'll see if the Twins have a hero step up in the bottom of the ninth. There's a Jeep game reset, and Michael Bourne with a big 2-run homer. And Lance Berkman's home run that followed the difference in the game. And now the Astros bring their freshly off the disabled list closer into the game, Jose Valverde.
Yeah, Valverde on a disabled list, not arm problems, just a strained right calf that put him on a disabled list, making his 13th appearance. He's in his second season with the Houston Astros. 44 saves last year, a career high 47 a couple years ago when he was a closer for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
You can't do that to a cowboy hat. That's the unfortunate thing.
Oh, yeah, you can. Give me your hat.
Here's Brian Busher leading off the ninth.
Valverde with a very good fastball and a split finger.
And a fastball up high. The scheduled hitters Busher, Young, and Gomez. Bench players Redmond and Creedy, Morales, and Pridey. Busher singled sharply to right his last time up. Valverde with a very deliberate windup. 2-0. The number's good. There, you can turn it sideways. That's the F troop look.
See, I could have been in that troop.
Yeah.
Valverde not only with a good fastball, the splitter, he'll mix in a slide or two. Wearing the goggles, 31 years old, from the Dominican Republic.
Two and one. You mentioned Valverde's numbers. Well, they're all good, but 3 home runs allowed in 11 1/3 innings. 17 strikeouts.
Well, only 3 walks.
Busher trying to get aboard for Delman Young. 2-2. Busher hit a home run here on Thursday, his second of the year. Young hit a home run tonight, his second of the year.
You know, Valverde, one of those pitchers that he could wear a big glove, but the glove still looks small on him. 6'4", about 280. Looks like a second baseman's glove.
And Busher strikes out, 1 away. That's a red glove.
That's a red glove. Take a look at this strikeout pitch right here. That might have been the split finger right there. A little movement at the end. He throws that split finger hard. Jim Bibby was that way when I was with him in Pittsburgh. He had this huge glove, and I put it on. It was huge on me. On him, it looked like a little second baseman's glove.
Delman Young takes inside. Young hit an off-speed pitch, a breaking ball, and clubbed it over the fence and left back in the second inning. Since then, a fly to center and a strikeout. Tapper to short. Tejada fires, and Young's retired out number 2. Gomez has been called back, and Jose Morales is going to hit. Morales, a switch hitter. As a pinch hitter, Morales is 0 for 2. But overall, he's hitting .358. 19 hits, 53 runs batted in.
Hey, comes here as a left-handed hitter, hitting .333. 14 hits and 42 at-bats. With a couple doubles, and that's what the Twins would like to get right here. Can hit the home run, get an extra base hit.
The Houston outfield, there's a called strike 1. Hardly in no doubles defense. I mean, they're playing fairly shallow, aren't they, for this point of the game?
It should be a little deeper, but I know Michael's in left field. He's just trying to get away from the lights.
1 strike to Morales. Now there are larger issues at work here, but this has got to be a big thrill for Jose Morales from Puerto Rico, and Ivan Rodriguez, who is a deity in Puerto Rico, is doing the catching. So one catcher from Puerto Rico standing in the box next to an icon. 1-1. 1-2, and the Twins are down to their last strike.
Hey, you think Rodriguez would tell him what's coming?
And if you're Morales, would you believe him?
No.
One and two.
Very deliberate.
2-2.
Rodriguez say, get it down. Well, just kind of airmails his fastball, just trying to overthrow it. Blocked here at the Metrodome, 122 miles an hour.
Two and two to Jose Morales. Slap foul. Morales has hardly been an easy out, anything but an easy strikeout. 7 strikeouts, 53 at bats, 6 walks. And the Twins, when asked of Morales, say they know he can hit, but he's thrown into a tough spot here with Valverde. 1 strike away. Three and two. Joe Creedy's come out onto the on-deck circle. If Tolbert's spot comes up, Creedy will make just his second pinch hitting appearance of the year. So we'll see if Morales can coax a walk or get a hit against Valverde. To left center field. He can hit, and he splits the gap. Morales will go to second with a 2-out double. A huge pinch hit for the rookie catcher. Friday will run for him. What a great at bat.
Yes, it was. He got a fastball right here. Crowd still on their feet. And Morales slicing that ball away from Bourne. He gets it back in, but Morales with 2 outs does get to second base. His 4th double of the year.
Creedy is 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. The Twins have been reluctant to use him because of the cranky back. With Tolbert already in the game, Morales and Friday used up here in the 8th spot in the batting order. It's Creedy or Redmond hitting for Tolbert. And Creedy gets the call. Down and away, ball 1.
Not too many of this 34,000 plus have left the ballpark.
Creedy 2 for 9 in his career as a pinch hitter with 3 runs batted in. inside 2-0.
Greedy has 10 home runs, all of them against right-handed pitchers.
2-0 to Joe Greedy. Driven to right field. Pence back. There for the catch on the right center field warning track. And Valverde gets his save, and the Astros have split the first two games of this series.